Good morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Parked at the North Cottonwood Creek trailhead. Drove about 2.5 hours from Denver to get here this morning. And today we're doing Mount Harvard and then maybe deciding whether we want to do Mount Columbia or not. The traverse over to Mount Columbia is a little bit of route finding. Doesn't seem too bad, but it does take a while apparently. So I'm gonna make a game time decision when and if I make it to the top of Harvard. We're about an hour in, 3.3 miles, but only 1,300 feet of elevation gain so far, which I think Harvard's like 4,000 to 4,500, so still have a while to go. But it's been good so far, just in the woods, a little rocky, a little rooty. There's been a few good runnable sections, which is why I'm averaging 3.3 miles an hour. But I have a feeling that I'm gonna slow down a little bit coming up, but excited to get above tree line here soon. About 3.8 miles in, can finally see the top of these mountains. Like you could head that way on another trail, but I think to get to the top of Harvard you follow this one. Finally in the sun. I'm like 5.2 in, hour 45 minutes, 2,400 feet of elevation gain thus far. To the top of Harvard is another 1.5 apparently. Another 2,000 feet of elevation gain, so I think we made it to the steep part. So water has been pretty plentiful this whole trip, but before you get on these rocks here, there's also a lake there and all the way over there if you really need to get water before going up Harvard. It also seems like there's a stream there. I didn't see anything, but I can hear the stream going by. So if you need water before you go up, that might be a good thing to check. .7 in. That section is definitely slow, climbing over all the rocks, but there's definitely a clear path if there's no snow, so no problems there. And there are hundreds of these pikas out here. They're everywhere. It's awesome. This section's not as easy to navigate, but certainly not horrible. Not scrambling, you're just trying to find these little piles of rocks. Oh, and there's the trail. And finally kind of see the route to Columbia from here. From this side, it looks absolutely miserable. But I think you spend most of your time on the other side of that ridge, so still TBD. Still have a little bit to go to get to Mount Harvard.
I still haven't done the Wordle yet today.
Howdy, how's it going?
Great, how are you?
Good. So, made it to the top of Mount Harvard in about 3 hours, 6 minutes. I am deciding to go to Columbia because apparently there's a few groups ahead of me, and there's like 3 people that are following right behind me, so at least there's a group of us going. And if I get lost, it seems like they know where they're going. I have the GPS on my watch, so feeling pretty confident. Definitely not doing the ridge. Should just be a class 2 scramble to the end. Yeah, after that first little scramble, definitely clears up a little bit. You can see the trail all the way down to the point where I'm pretty sure you drop down, go around, and then head up to Columbia. But the trail's been pretty good so far. See how it is up there. This is a pleasant surprise. Get a little downhill running in before I hit the point, which at that point I think you have to drop down and get back up. But did not expect to move faster than a fast hike, so this is welcomed. So I'm actually halfway up this one, which is the first little peak here. It's actually pretty well marked with these cairns. Trail's not too bad, but I'm not sure if I should be going down there or not. I see some people down there, so maybe I'll figure it out after this. Yep, so I made it to this last cairn. I don't think I'm gonna go that way. Well, I think I'm gonna hop right here and then try to go down this little chute rather than going up here. I don't know if I should have made a left earlier, but I'll make it up there. So definitely should have made the left earlier. See, if you go down this way, looks like you get cliffed up right there. So I'm gonna go down this ridge. I think I'm gonna hug the left side and then come around. Definitely my slowest part, but made it down that ridge, scrambling down the whole way. Now I think I turn around and climb again. Nothing like going down just to go back up again. Alright, so I think my watch is telling me to go this way so far, but definitely the hardest route finding I've had to do so far. I don't think I've ever been so excited for some cairns and a trail. That part wasn't too bad. The section before it was horrible, but it's just taking a ton of time. I got up to Harvard in 3 hours, and I've been in this section for an hour and 40, so this traverse alone is probably gonna last 3 hours. I was having the best day ever getting up to Harvard, and now this traverse has just completely ruined it. How long have I been going? 5 hours. I've been on this traverse for 2, and I still have that to go. Luckily it looks pretty straightforward, but who knows at this point. Made it to the top of Mount Columbia. I don't think I've ever been more excited to be on a summit. There's dark clouds coming. Been out here for 5 hours and 47 minutes, so not quite 3 hours to get over here on the traverse. Almost 10 miles, 6,000 feet of elevation gain. Still a great day, but man, that traverse was brutal. I'm excited for the downhill. The way down from Columbia is very loose. Said they did trail maintenance here, but still have to watch your footing for sure. Just like that. I'm very glad that I never have to do Columbia again, because these switchbacks are pretty miserable. They're like too steep to even run. But coming up this would be absolutely miserable. That wraps up Harvard and Columbia, including the Harvard-Columbia Traverse. Ended up being 15.75 miles, 6,000 feet of elevation gain, and about 8 hours long. I did pause my watch at the top of Harvard and Columbia, but it took like 2 hours and 15 minutes to get back to the car, which I felt was so slow. Next time, I think I'm gonna refill my water at the top above tree line, because I only brought 2 liters and I was dying on those last 3.5 miles. But big day, great freaking day. Always good to get outside.